Hello my loves, welcome to my tutorial video on these little gingerbread gift boxes. Now you get the kit in two sizes, you get a large one here and you get a small one. Let's take a look at the little one. We've got this gingerbread tag attached, very simple closure with this little gold sprayed clothespin here. I love this, I love how homespun and rustic the whole thing is. We can take this peg off and open up the roof, and inside we've got our space there. Perfect for toiletries, cosmetics, candies, sweets, socks even. This one here has got this bird tag attached. Now I'm particularly pleased with my little bird tags because I've weighted them. And that means that I've put a little hole in the right place so that if you want to hang this up from a piece of string, it will sit quite nicely. And also, these things stand up like they're perched little birds. Difficult to get across on the video, obviously, but if I can show you like that, it's kind of that kind of effect. It's lovely. And they've been hand drawn. I hand drew all of these, and I had such a great time doing it as well. Now this one is closed with a ribbon. So if we open this ribbon, I like this. Take it through here. We've got our little tag that's removable and that could equally be a Christmas decoration. I mean, you could take this in different directions. You could glue these two pieces together. You could glossy accents. You could get some nice ribbon, even some beads dangling there. You could make a lovely thing out of that. But I digress. Let's move on with our little gingerbread house. This gingerbread house is the bigger one and it has a little secret inside. It has a gingerbread man. And when you flip this part back to the roof, you've got another writing space there. So that's that one. Come with me, my dears, and let's see how we make these things. So I've got all my bits and bobs cut out. I've got a smaller house here, and I've got the larger house, which is across 2 pages. I'm not reverse printing. I love the white with this craft card effect. And I've also printed out another one here to show you. Mine I've printed out on my Cricut print then cut feature. So they're a little bit smaller than if you're cutting by hand. And that's the size difference. I just wanted to show you there the difference that that makes. So there we go. And in the kit as well, you get these lovely gingerbread men and bird folding cards, which we'll deal with in a minute. Let's put those to one side and have a look at the houses. I've got a fair bit of scoring to do on the houses. So let's go ahead and tackle one of the pages of the large one. Now we've got some scores that don't go right the way across, and you want to try not to impinge on a bit that you're not scoring. So you can see on your kits these black lines that you need to follow. If you're cutting on a Cricut or even by hand, your Cricut won't know to snip down to there, so you're going to have to do that manually, and also make sure you snip right up to the black line that goes across there. Have I done all of them? This is the awkward one with this kind of scorer that I've got here, and indeed with a scoreboard. You've got no problems making sure you don't go too far. Doesn't matter if you run a little bit over, but try not to. That's that one done. Let's do the other one. There we go. Now we can put this one together, and it's very straightforward and very simple. Let's reinforce these creases first of all, before we start sticking it together. That makes sense. So our shapes already know where they need to go. I haven't trimmed up here and down here. I'm going to use my folding bone so I get some nice sharp creases. And make sure your pieces are all lining up. don't religiously follow the score marks you've just made. Sometimes they can be just slightly off, so just check and make any little micro adjustments if you need to. There we go, there's one. See, that one's slightly off there, so just nudge that over so it's in the right place. Don't worry if you fold some of these the wrong way, you can fold them back again. They're all folding inwards apart from this one at the top here. Right, there are the pieces like that. And next we're going to glue these two pieces together. So using some glue or some tape or a tape runner, if you get on with them, which I don't. Get some tape or glue on there. Get these nicely lined up. And stick it down. And now we're going to do this edge here. So another piece of tape or glue or tape runner up against this edge. Flip it over, and then you can fold this down, bring this half over to meet it, and press it down. There we go. So there is your box complete, and it looks good. So now we can have a look at the bottom. And I'm simply going to put some tape on two of these bottom edges here, on one of these bottom edges here. So have a look where you need to go. I'm going to put my piece of tape on here. And I'm also going to put a piece of tape on this next one for some extra rigidity. Why not? So I'm going to bring my bottom one down, my first one rather, and bring my second one down on the top of it, making sure, it's a bit difficult on the video because I'm coming very close to the camera now, making sure that you've got everything lined up nicely at 90 degrees and you've actually got a square shape going on. You might like to go in from the top for this actually, let's have a look. So line it up so it's all nice. Check it's all closing nicely, which it is. And then only when you're happy that you've got a nice square form on the go do you stick those two pieces down. And now this one can go pretty much straight down. Check that you've got a nice square shape on the bottom there. There we go. And you've got a really nice, you've got 4 pieces of card on that bottom there, making that really nice and sturdy. Now these pieces are just going to tuck in like this. They just sit at 90 degrees to your main shape there. These pieces come up, and there is your gingerbread house complete. And there's several different ways that we can deal with this top, and these just push in just a little bit to keep them there like that. So that's it. That is the box complete. Looks lovely. Let's decorate this top part. So in the kit you get these lovely little embellishments as well, these gingerbread men and these little folding bird cards that I've hand drawn. with these folk art designs. Oh my goodness, I had such a lovely time doing it. It's been a long time since I did something like that. Really enjoyed it. So these guys simply fold in half. I've inked up my edges there, and I've also placed a faint hole to show you where to hole punch if you want to hole punch. And the reason I've dictated that to you is because I've weighted it. I've put them in a place. You can't see this on screen so much on the camera, so that they sit nicely. They sit at that kind of angle like that. And what's also lovely about these little guys, again, you'll struggle to see it on the video, is that they stand up like that. They make lovely little greetings cards in their own right as well. So there's several things you can do with them. Let's show you what that looks like. So on the side here like that, they're sitting at that kind of angle. So they'll make a lovely Christmas tree decoration. They'll be lovely on a mantel shelf or something like that. Really, really happy with those. Love them. Right, let's get on with decorating this box. I've got big gingerbread men. I've got, on this sheet, you get one big gingerbread man, two little gingerbread men, and two little birds and two big birds. And for the big box, I'm going to use a big gingerbread man and a big bird, I think. I'm going to use this one that I've already folded. And there's several ways that you can go about this job. You will have your own supplies and be able to come up with your own ideas. But to be honest, I think this is as lovely as anything. It's simply a paper clip, your little bird, paper clipped over the top like that as a little gift tag and a closure. And I think that is really, really sweet and rustic and simple. I love that. And also the other day I managed to find these tiny little clothes pins that are sprayed gold. Aren't they beautiful? They were from the range. I don't know if you have the range in the US, but that's where I got those from. And they were only £1. Look at that. Just lovely as it is. Really, really nice. Obviously, you can have a big guy there. You can have a little guy there. But this is what I'm going to do with this one. That's just come apart. I'm going to make 2 holes, but first, before I do that, I'm going to employ this big gingerbread man inside, just for a little bit of whimsy. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to stick, he just about fits, I'm going to stick the top half of his head to this section here with a bit of tape. So just the top section. I think that's long enough. There, and I'm going to pop the top of his head, making sure I get that central so he all fits in, just there like that. So the effect that is going to give to me when I open this box now is this will open, and then I can fold this back, flip it over, and I've got a writing space there if I want an extra little writing space. That's just a little bit of fun. And I'm also going to punch 2 holes in here and put some ribbon through. I'm going to make sure that I get either side of my guy's head though, because I don't want to go in through his head. So I think I'll make me hole there, and I'll make me hole there, which is a little wider than I would ordinarily go, but there we go. And now I've got those lined up, I can redo those holes through the 2 layers. There. I've got my little bird that's got a little hole on it, so maybe I will make a bigger hole in there so I can get some ribbon through. I might go in with a piece of string there for a little bit of added rusticness. I'll cut myself a little piece of string, send it through here. I'm not going to eyelet these. I'm not going to eyelet set them. I'd need 4 on there, and I just don't want to distract from this simple, low-key, homespun, cottagecore, vintage folk art kind of vibe that I've got going on. I really love it. I find it so attractive. There we go. And I've got a nice piece of lovely cottagey kind of farmhouse vibe ribbon here that I'm going to encourage through these 2 holes and back again. Now you can go for a bow. I haven't cut my ribbon yet because I want to be sure I'm getting it right and I'm not wasting any of this beautiful, beautiful ribbon. It really is my favourite. There we go. So you can go for a beautiful bow in there, or you can go for a very simple tie like that. Both look really nice. And I haven't put my little bird on here, which I'd intended to do. So let's do that. And I'll tie my bow. There we go. So there's my ribbon on and my little tag on as well. And it is complete. And the little one is made in exactly the same way, only obviously you don't have to stick the 2 halves of the house together. It's all on one sheet. This one I'm just closing with one of these little clothes pins, clothes pegs. I think they're absolutely lovely. I also really, really love this. Really love the paperclip idea as well. So simple. There we go. And I have got these guys left over and they're really lovely. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you love these as much as I do. I think they're fabulous. Great for Christmas gifts and candies, toiletries, cosmetics, all sorts of things you could put in there. Socks. Great fun. Have a lot of fun with them and I will see you next time.